2012 isn't even done, but everybody's already talking about what's going to happen going into 2013 with input costs. So today we wanted to discuss fertilizer, ag chemical products, and seed, and what is going to happen for next year.
Well, you know what, Brian, over the last few years, now not counting this year, we've had some pretty good years. So there's quite a few farmers that have some money in the bank that say, you know what, I'm in a good spot here. I can do some prepaying. Will it benefit me to buy stuff now or wait until later?
But see, even this year could turn out pretty good for a lot of farmers because the crop price is going up so much. Even if you ended up with a zero on your farm, if you had good crop insurance, you could still be making a profit. Granted, it might not be the profit that you were hoping to make, but at least you're not going broke because of the crop insurance that we've got today.
Well, that's certainly helpful, Brian. But again, you know, we still have to look at things in terms of return on investment. I've got some cash now, or I could borrow some cash now. Is it going to be worth it to buy stuff now versus what they're going to be in the fall or what they're going to be next year?
Okay, so let's just start with a real quick example with crop protection products. So Roundup recently went up, and we've had a lot of farmers asking, well, should I buy my Roundup? Should I buy my Callisto and Lauda? Should I buy my Harness? All these products. And I just say, look, if you buy it in the middle of the summer, you're going to pay the full in-season price. As soon as we get to September, October, November, all these big ag chemical companies, they have 2013 terms for the retailers. So in effect, you can buy it in the fall, as a general rule, 10% less expensive than you can buy it in the summer. That's why we're always talking to farmers about prepaying, buying early. Okay, one of the big things that's happened in the last few years is in terms of Chinese manufacturing, there are far fewer manufacturing plants today than there were just a few years ago. So just a few years ago, there were as many as 2,000 big ag chemical manufacturing plants in China. Now they say there are only around 200. So we are expecting a 3 to 5% price increase on most ag chemical products. Now, certainly Roundup has gone up a little bit more than that this summer. You've also seen a few other products go up this summer because the big companies have learned from 2008 that, you know what, when we indicate to the market we're going to go up in price, we should probably take the price up right away. Otherwise, everybody buys up for 2009 and, oh, we don't sell anything in 2009. And by the way, we sold everything that did get sold was all at 2008 prices. So they all are taking price increases during the summer to try to beat that.
Well, I think some of it too is that guys are trying to load up a little bit on some of these products that got tight supply. Yep. There's so many tight supply products this year that I know farmers that said, wow, I'm not letting that happen to me again. Next year, I'm going to buy some right now.
You know what though? Honestly, anybody that prepaid in the fall and they ordered the actual product in the fall, they took delivery early, like let's say February, March, April, they got everything they wanted.
Well, okay, so you're saying communication wasn't very good.
Well, I'm saying order early and prepay, and then you don't have to worry about this supply shortage stuff.
Well, maybe not everybody has as much fun pre-planning as you do, Brian. I mean, Brian looks at it, oh, I'm going to have this many acres this many acres that. I want to know every last little detail. I want to have it all booked. I want to have it all picked up early. I mean, that's a great thing, Brian, but not everybody plans that far ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is with this market that we've got, you have to plan ahead as much as you can. Okay, let's talk about seed a little bit because that's something you definitely have to plan ahead for. And every year there are supply shortages of the hot numbers. There's always enough seed to go around. It's just not necessarily what you want. So what's going to happen with seed prices going into next year?
Well, I certainly expect seed prices will be up. And
how much,
you know, part of it, like with soybeans, for example, look at what the soybean market's doing. And when that soybean market moves from $10 up to $14, for example, well, I expect I'm going to get at least a $4 per unit increase on my soybean seed. When we look at corn, now that we've got refuge in the bag, really those seed companies need to know, what do you want on your farm? If you want refuge in a bag, tell your seed dealer what you want. Order those things early because they're going to package them up.
But as far as price goes, because that's the focus here, I would say on average you're looking at a $3 to $5 a bag increase on corn prices, but certainly the brand new traits, they're going to be a little higher.
Okay, well those things are nice brands, seed and chemical, but the biggest expense for most farmers in terms of crop inputs is fertilizer.
Yep.
So what's that going to do?
Well, personally, I don't think it's going to go up much because demand's going to be way down. If you look at drought, that means that there was fertilizer left from this year going into next year. So I see fertilizer rates getting dramatically cut on a lot of farms around the country. Overall demand is going to be way down. So price should come down. Now we'll really see if the true market factors are going to carry in fertilizer or if they're just going to continue to follow crop prices.
Well, there's certainly a lot of things going on in terms of crop inputs. We look for slightly increased crop input prices for next year, but it's going to vary depending on what you're using.
Well, what you're using may have to change a little bit if you've got our Weed of the Week. We'll tell you how to control it coming up next.